Hey guys, Michael Dudley here. I have a fun story to share with you. This is a personal journey that my wife and I had doing some bodybuilding competitions, and later I got into health coaching. I want to explain a little bit of why I got out of it. It's a fun story. It starts in 2013 where my wife and I entered this first bodybuilding competition. Over 3 or 4 months between the two of us, lost 25, 30 pounds. We're able to step on stage. Full disclosure, she did much better than I did. But we had a lot of fun learning about nutrition, exercise, learning a lot about ourselves and even each other. But after that, I ended up going on to doing some competitions by myself, and ended up getting to the point where I was nationally qualified, which was a fun little bucket list item. But I think now, having 2 kids and more important priorities, that's not something I would entertain doing. But right after I got done doing this and kind of hanging up the trunks there, I had a lot of friends reach out and say, hey, Michael, can you help me lose a couple pounds? Because is there, what tips do you have? And at first they were just, cocktail conversations, and then it turned into me actually putting together customized diets and workout routines for some of my friends. And at first it was just 1 or 2 friends, and then it turned into like basically a business. I had 5 or 6 different people, different clients that I was helping at any given time. And it was so fun, so rewarding seeing them be able to transform their life. And, it got to the point where I was pretty professional and put together, different packages and bundles. You could buy a diet for this amount, or a fitness routine or a cardio routine for this amount, or you could pay a little bit more and get both of those. And most importantly, for this all hands on deck package, you could also text me, email me at any point in time, and I'll answer any question you have and tweak things as we go through. I think literally every single person went with that option to be able to have that all hands on deck package. And from that perspective, I learned a lot. I realized that giving somebody just a diet or a fitness routine was only half the battle. What I realized that most people needed was somebody to hold them accountable, somebody to motivate them. In some cases, I remember texting somebody at 5 a.m. to make sure that their alarm went off. And so from that perspective, it ended up getting to the point where it became a little too intense. I ran out of bandwidth. I could no longer do my full-time job, be a great husband, and later that year be a great dad, and also turn this hobby into a part-time business and do it well. And so from that perspective, I ended up stepping away from doing health coaching. But I will tell you, it was so rewarding seeing so many friends and so many clients be able to reach their goals. But I just realized, and this was kind of the takeaway point, is that I didn't have enough time in the day to give people the attention that they needed to be able to help coach them. And when I mean coach them, that's providing them ongoing education, provide them ongoing accountability, motivation to be able to help them reach their goals. And so now, fast forward 7 years, I'm now with a company that is kind of following those same principles. Now I get it. Helping somebody lose weight or put on muscle is just really helping somebody get from, maybe slightly obese to, a normal, or, in my case, stepping on stage, a normal to an extreme state of, sub 10% body fat. And that's completely different from what a physician's doing, to be able to help someone be able to manage chronic issues and things like hypertension, hyperlipidemia, etc. Very different ballparks. But I think at the end of the day, they both revolve around fundamental core issues. And that is that people need help when it comes to coaching and to stay motivated in order to be able to see results. And honestly, providing somebody a diet, or someone for a physician to hand a patient and say, this is what you need to do, is half the battle. Having that information is a great first step, and it's so powerful. But really what we realized is that patients need ongoing support. I mention these patient success stories almost every week, and so feel free to continue watching those. But you'll realize that each one revolves around a patient bond between one of our care navigators and the patient. Very similar to how when I was doing health coaching between me and my clients, where I was texting them at 5 a.m. These care navigators have a tight bond with their patients, that they're able to help them over periods of time be able to make these lifestyle changes. A good story that I always like sprinkling in these patient success stories, but a physician made the recommendation to the patient to have a low sodium diet. So what did the patient do? Their wife took the salt shaker off the table, and they said, "Cool, I'm now complying." Then they went into to see their physician a year later, and they realized that they've been eating Chinese food 2 or 3 times a week, and been eating a lot of other things with high sodium. And so from that perspective, it does take a little bit more education on going and, hey, Chinese food has high sodium, these frozen meals have high sodium, and really being able to kind of provide that. And again, this is just a small example, but I'm going to be continuing to share these patient success stories. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, patients need ongoing support. And that's why Medicare created the program for chronic care management, where that practice is able to reach out to that patient, spend about 20 minutes per month to be able to educate that patient, provide them accountability, and really be able to keep that patient out of the hospital and manage their chronic issues. We can do that for your practice or for any physician that you might know if you are outside of healthcare. But essentially, Medicare pays for this program completely. So we are guaranteed profitable from day one for any practice that we bring on. And the patients are kept out of the hospital. It's win-win-win for everybody. Specifically, we have about a 65% enrollment rate, 90% patient retention rate, so the patients love us. We have a 25% higher care gap identification, so this is through our artificial intelligence, NLP, that helps us be able to identify those care gaps for us to manage. As I mentioned, guaranteed profitability from day one. And then when you're thinking about at-risk contracts, we have about a 95% per patient monthly savings. So it is a phenomenal program, but really kind of going full circle, when I was doing health coaching, I personally ran out of bandwidth. I couldn't give all 5 or 6 people that I was working with at a point in time the attention that they needed to be able to make the changes that they did. And I realized that. And I think a lot of physicians realize that they don't have the bandwidth to be able to call every patient every month and be able to handhold each patient through that process, even though that's sometimes what they need. And from that perspective, we're an extension of the practice. We're able to help those patients make changes in their lives. So if you are a physician, or you run a practice or know a primary care physician, we'd love to have this introduction. Again, we are guaranteed profitable, and your patients are kept out of the hospital. Essentially, we can help you move into at-risk contracts while getting you increased revenue on a fee-for-service basis. So we'd love to talk with you more. Definitely check out my channel. I have a couple links here, but I just wanted to kind of share that personal story about me getting health coaching and the stories I learned over the years. But I hope that gives you a little explanation of what I'm doing now, and hope that explains what Cohort does. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I hope this brings a little smile on this fun story. Have a great day.